Hello, welcome to A VO's Journey. Today we're going to be talking about getting you more work through ACX and audiobooks with this voice acting tip that I firmly believe can change your entire voiceover trajectory, especially with audiobooks and also other voiceovers that you do. So welcome to A VO's Journey. Again, my name is Anthony Pica, voiceover coach, as well as voice actor and founder of A VO's Journey Elite Academy. Real quick, just as fast note, make sure you check out A VO's Journey Elite Academy. We're running our specials for July 4th, so from today until July 7th. Don't miss it. If you've been waiting to get your feet wet, dive in, get started in voiceover, or grow your voiceover business from where it is, and you need classes, you need coaches, you need acting training, community, this is a great place to be, and also really great time to join because of all the specials we're running. So make sure you check that out. All right, so let's dive into this. One of my favorite things to do is to work with actors and to work through different acting tips and tricks. Being a voiceover actor is challenging from a stage actor or a TV screen actor because we, have to do things immediately. We don't get time to rehearse a script. We don't get time, and now more than ever, we don't get direction. Voiceover has become the place where there's not a lot of direction anymore at all. There's just no time for it. There's no money for it. So we are the directors now. Okay, so that's completely different from other avenues. The second thing is we don't get time to memorize, right? We're not getting time to rehearse. We don't have time. We have to, hit the ground running right out of the gate and get it done, right? That's what's expected. Even if it's long form, like audiobooks or so forth, that has to be done. So we always want to have our base core of acting training, no matter what field you're in, whether it's voiceover, whether it's stage acting, whether it's, improvisation, TV screen, etc. There's still the base core of acting, and that's always training. But for voiceover, we do have some tricks, tips. One of these I want to talk to you about today, I love is, and I don't have a name for it. You know me, I love catchy names, so I should come up with like a catchy name for it. But basically, it's adding adjectives to specific areas or sections of what you're narrating, right? To help the story progression, help the story along, and help you know how to narrate it. So, for example, if I give you a passage to narrate and I say, go ahead and narrate it, go ahead, do the voiceover. You might take it and just start doing the voiceover and, you speak it, you're done. Well, how did you come up with the way you were going to say it? What was the subtext in your voice? Don't forget, a great narrator, a great storyteller, they're telling their story, their opinion, and the words they're using from the script, that is just the vessel to tell their story. And this is, to be too complicated with it, but it's the same thing to say your acting opinion. Okay, you have to have an opinion. You have to have something that you're interjecting in the story. There's got to be some subtext. Okay, the lines give you the subtext of the story that's written, but you yourself, the narrator, when we're bringing it to life and we're speaking it, we have to have something else. We've got to bring our own. You could call it a personality that you could create. I call it the story underneath the story. How are you telling it from your opinions, from your point of view? Okay, it's got to be more than that, than just you just regurgitating words from the script. So one way to help you do this is by adding adjectives, descriptive words to a phrase, a paragraph, a section, a chapter. So for example, if I give you a passage and I say, I want you to say this sarcastically. This whole part is sarcastic. So say it sarcastically. Find the moments that you feel could be sarcastic. So now when you approach reading, now you're looking at it through a lens of this character, this narrator, whether it's first person or third person, is sarcastic. I'm looking for moments where there's sarcasm, and I'm really going to maybe lay it on thick, or I might lay it on not so thick, but through the lens of sarcasm is how I'm going to narrate this. Do you see, just by me saying that, how that changes your look at this whole thing? It changes your feeling towards how you're going to actually deliver. Especially in auditions, this is, again, super important that you do it fast and quick right off the bat. You establish your personality, that subtext of you. It's funny because there's subtext in the story, and then there's the subtext, which I said the story underneath the story, of you yourself narrating. There's multiple layers here, which is what makes narration so incredible, especially if it's done well, especially if it's really good acting. So that's where these adjectives can really help. And then you can layer them. You could add, sarcasm and disdain. So now it's not only sarcasm, so you're being sarcastic, but you're also showing disdain. You're also showing, disgust, if you will, in certain points. So there's actually, not just sarcasm, but maybe a little bit of disgust. Right? So now I've added a layer where as I'm reading, I'm finding the points of the narrator to let that come out. I mean, the points of the author, the points that they've written down, the words, to let that disdain come out, that sarcasm come out. Those are just things that, I'm adding. It's all sorts of different adjectives and times. This gives you a lot of tools. And what it also helps you do is show a progression. Don't ever forget, a story has to have a beginning, middle, and an end. Okay, the structure of a story, even if it's a 15-second commercial or it's a 10-hour-long audiobook, everything we do has a story to it. That's how we communicate as human beings, is through stories. Some stories are way more developed than others, but we still tell stories that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Remember the plot diagram, okay? We have an inciting incident. Okay, we have rising action, we have a climax, we have falling action, all right, we have the conclusion. These things, you notice I started with inciting incident because most things today just go from the inciting incident as opposed to, your introduction section. But anyways, I get off topic. The point here is understanding structure, understanding how stories are told, and then understanding how you are the guide, you are the pusher, the leader that leads us through that progression. That's important for you to remember. And I always say the bumper sticker line is, you're in control of the words don't control you. You have to control them, and this is a great way to do it, by adding adjectives to a section, a paragraph, a page. So the next time you go to narrate something, I want you to add an adjective to, don't add more than two, or don't add more than two. I mean, 3 is okay, but it gets a little overwhelming. I say up to 2, and try it out. And I want you to record yourself, listen back to it. You know what I mean? And you could first record yourself without doing that. Then you could record yourself. You could actually do it. What would be really neat is do it 2 different ways. So do one that's like sarcastic, and then do one that's excited. Do you know what I mean? Or do one that's happy. And it doesn't matter. And this is what'll blow your mind. It does not matter the words you read, because the way you narrate it is the decision that you make. Okay, it's the decision you make. Yes, the intent of the author. Now, we're not talking about the intent of the author, which is vitally important. Right now, we're just talking about your acting skills in general, and a way to add a layer, subtext, personality to your work. Especially if you're in that place where you're like, God, I feel like every time I start and narrating something, I'm just lost. I step up to the mic and I'm like, well, what is it going to sound like today? I felt like today I got to find my new voice. I felt like that for a long time when I started out in voiceover. I was always searching for something when I started narrating something. I didn't know how to approach it. So this is a good technique, a good tip, a good trick. So make sure you try that out. I'd love to hear your results. results. Don't forget, check out A VO's Journey Elite Academy. These are the things that we dive into and really discuss and work through acting, through our marketing and stuff like that, but through our community. So this is a good opportunity for you to do that. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out that link below to A VO's Journey Elite Academy. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.